All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to the men on the highways and the byways that are pushing out this word in truth and sincerity, and to the remnant men, women, and children of the elect. To you all, I say Shalom. My name is Ahyash, and I'm back with another lesson through the power and the spirit of Yahawashi. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, and I wanted to give my spiritual 2 cents to the issue, the topic, the hot topic of the day that's going around concerning the brother Hassad from the Genesis camp, formerly from Sakari. And you know, he's he's going viral, so to speak, in the Israelite community with his latest take on the Passover service and what, you know, the issue around the bitter herbs, and and I'm gonna play the video. I just wanted to give my spiritual 2 cents and talk about, the bitterness and, what it represents, and, for the sake of edifying and the sake for those who are sincere about serving the Lord and sincere about, really sincere about this truth, about this path, and what we are looking to do in these last days. We're looking to please Yahawashi. Okay. And that's something that for me personally is something that I pray on very heavily. When I pray, man, I really ask the Lord to put the spirit on me to do what's pleasing unto him. And look, man, when you learn and understand what this truth is about, you understand that this is not going to be an easy road. Okay. There's hardships, man. There's hardships that we're going to have to endure. There are afflictions, infirmities, bitterness that we are going to have to endure on our way. Lord's willing, we're the party elect to the kingdom of heaven, to being delivered to salvation, to being on the chariots. Okay. And it's becoming clear by the day, by the week, by the month, by the year, who the Lord Yahawah Bashim Shai has given his word to, the true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and the spirit, who the Holy Spirit is working with, right? The spirit of truth. Again, I just want to jump into this and speak a little bit about it. I really don't have, look, when it comes to these other guys, man, these other camps, it's very, very frustrating, because, as Israelites in these last days, this mass awakening of Israel, although we know that there's going to be Pharisees, wicked scribes and Pharisees that are going to be risen up in the name of Israel, Yahsharalah, the Israelites. But, it is very frustrating because, we try to do this work and with sincerity and truth on our spirit, and really trying to do what's right and serving the Lord and pleasing the Lord. And man, you niggas give Israel a bad name, man. You really do. But again, that's not really something that we have to worry about, because it's all the will of the Lord, and it's it's designed to be that way. All right. So I'm gonna play this. Got a couple scriptures lined up, and couple points I want to make concerning the bitterness and affliction and all that we have to suffer here in America and Babylon of grace. So I'm gonna play this and get on with the lesson.
I used to sell dope, now I don't sell nothing but hope. Yeah, seriously, man. I've had
And real quick, let me just say that. Let me just say this. The deacon, forgot his name, deacon whatever, deacon such and such, man. Let me rewind that. Listen to what he says at the very beginning. Okay.
I used to sell dope, now I don't sell nothing but hope. Yeah,
I used to sell dope, now I don't sell nothing but hope. I'm so sick of Jake trying to be cool with this truth and try to be like, these men have the spirit of the world on them. Saying something like that is really just trying to cater and trying to be relatable to Jake in the world. All right. These camps have a lot of carnal niggas that follow them. Right. And that shit sounds cool. I used to sell dope. Now I don't sell nothing but hope. You ain't selling no hope. These guys aren't selling hope. They're selling a false narrative, a false dream. They selling something. Like the elder apostles Zahara and the elder apostles say, they selling everything that's not nailed down to the ground. They selling t-shirts, they selling breakdowns, they selling counseling, they're selling everything. Getting super chats, getting donations, which ain't nothing wrong with getting donations and tithes. But it's the spirit in which you're getting it. All right. These men don't have the spirit of Yahawashi with them. Okay. So that's why he's coming and saying, like, I used to sell dope, now I don't sell nothing but hope. You try to make it a rhyme, you try to make it cool. Like, these men are shameful to even to listen to and to watch. I'm actually sick of looking at them at this point. And this is the fruit of the Sakari, right? Who was just recently exposed, the Gorilla Hebrew. You name yourself the Gorilla Hebrew because, again, it's appealing to it's appealing. It's worldly, man.
I used to sell dope, now I don't sell nothing but hope. Yeah, seriously, man. I've had a rough couple of weeks. But again, what bitter herbs are you eating? So we're going to use lettuce. We're going to use romaine lettuce. Some people use horseradish, which is permissible, but it's disgusting. So I'm not going to be eating it. Some people use horseradish, which is permissible, but it's disgusting. So I'm not going to be eating it. Some people use horseradish, which is permissible, but it's disgusting. So I'm not going to be eating it. That's a damn shame.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
There you have it right there. And I think I was watching Elder Apostle Tahar earlier today. Can't remember who exactly it was. I watched a couple of brothers' videos. But eating the bitter herbs, it's not permissible. It's commanded. Right? This is what we are supposed to. We're commanded to eat the bitter herbs during the Passover. It's not permissible. Right? That's not how you describe what the bitter herbs and what we need to do during the Passover service, the ceremony. That's not what it's actually. Let's do this. Permissible. Okay. When you're talking about something being permissible, right? The word permissible means permitted or allowed, meaning that's allowed, acceptable, it's legal, it's legit, it's right. No, that's different from something being commanded, right? What's a commandment? Right? Let's just see what the scriptures say about a commandment. A divine rule, especially one of the 10 commandments. It says a rule to be observed strictly as one of the 10 commandments, right? And we know there's more than 10 commandments. Let me see if I could do commandment synonyms. Okay. Let me see. What's another word for commandment? An order, a command, a decree, an edict, instruction, a directive, right? Injunction, a rule, which are not to be broken. It's not allowed. And that's the spirit that these men come in, man. These men, they allow you to go to camp with switches. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to prophesy with hats on your head. That's permissible with these men. You're allowed to push and promote your rap music in the same on the same platforms as you push the truth, the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi. That's permissible to these men. Okay? We're not dealing with permissible. We're dealing with what are we, so what spirit are you in, man? All right? Obviously, we're rehearsing the righteous acts, so none of us are keeping the Passover perfect, but it's about your intent, right? It's about the intent. We eat the bitter herbs because we intend to feel the harshness and the bitterness, okay? That we suffer, that symbolize the eat during the Passover. Eating of the bitter herbs is symbolic, man. It's symbolic of that bitterness and that harshness that we went through during the Egyptian captivity. Okay? It's a reminder of the sufferings and the struggle that we had during that captivity. Okay? Let me go ahead and get Exodus 12 real quick. I hope y'all read Exodus 12 during your Passover. Exodus 12, and I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, I'll start at 6. I really want to get straight to the point. So Exodus 12 and 6 says, and ye shall keep it until the 14th day in the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening, speaking of the lamb. Verse 7, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses wherein they shall eat. Here's the point, verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Okay? The eating of the herbs during the Passover is a reminder. All right? It's a reminder, and we're commanded to do it during the Passover service. All right. It's a reminder of the bitterness of the captivity that we suffered in Egypt. All right. And to take it further, also the suffering that Yahawashi had to endure. Right. Think about what Yahawashi had to deal with as he was led to his death, led to his crucifixion, the slaughtering of the lamb. All right. We are commemorating Yahawashi during the Passover ceremony. Yes, Hassad, the horseradish root is disgusting. It is bitter. But damn it, that's the point. It's not supposed to be easy for you, man. This walk, serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi, wasn't set up to be easy. You weren't called into this truth for your walk and your path and to serve the Heavenly Father to be easy. Was Yahawashi's path easy? Didn't he have to suffer? And it annoyed me even the way that he said it.
Disgusting. So I'm not going to. But again,
listen to him, man. Listening with the effeminate spirit that he says this. And then he's suggesting it to people who are asking and looking for guidance from these men. Look at the counsel that you get from these men. Look at the spirit that you get from this.
What herbs are you eating? So we're going to use lettuce. We're going to use romaine lettuce. Some people use horseradish, which is permissible, but it's disgusting. So I'm not going to be eating it. Some people use...
But it's disgusting. So I'm not going to be eating it. Like, where's your... Like... Hey, man. But you know what? You know what? This goes along with what's been coming out about Sakari, these men in Genesis, the effeminate spirit, the suspect activity that has been being exposed with these men. All right? And guess what? I heard the elder Ahmawan Gabar say this last night as we preparing for the Passover service, and we briefly spoke on this. He said, well, you know what? What do you expect from this guy? What do you expect from these men? Right? And at this point, if you can't see it, if you can't see what you're getting from these men, then, hey, Yahawashi just ain't with you, man. And if you can't see it now, you better pray that the Lord pulls you out of that spirit and pulls you away from these men, because they ain't got it. They ain't it. These are not the men of the Lord, man. Elder Apostle Tahar said in this video earlier, Deacon Hakah, that's his name. Deacon Hakah and the brother Hassad, they are not a part of the elect. Right? And do we know that for sure? Hey, look. Scriptures talk about how false prophets shall be risen up in these last days. It just feels and seems like these men fit the bill. All right? Ultimately, it's of the will of Yahweh Bashim Shah who's elect and who's not. But man, these men they ain't in the spirit, man. Okay? So like I said, man, this thing ain't supposed to be easy. And this walk and this journey, when you wake up to this truth, serving Yahweh Bashim Shah wasn't set up to be easy, man. When you got called into this truth, it wasn't for you to get an easy path. All right? There's bitterness that's involved. Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Okay? And this scripture happens to be coming out a lot in my lessons just because this is the spirit that I'm in. I know that serving the Lord ain't going to be easy. I know I got to prepare myself for hardships, for a fight. All right? These men aren't ready to fight. They want to they want to coast. They ain't ready for no fight, man. I'm eating romaine lettuce. You shitting me? Excuse my language, man. These men are ashamed, man. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, man. You got to prepare your soul to be grieved, man. This truth, this walk is about suffering, man. And that's what the elder Apostle Gabar always taught. He teaches us, man. This walk is about suffering, man. And if you've been in this faith and you're sincere, then you know that to be true. You're experiencing that. How difficult this truth is. It becomes a part of your lifestyle. You're able to fight and endure it, and you're able to handle it a little bit easier as you grow and you get more of the understanding, right? And you're experiencing this truth, which our elders and apostles are very experienced. They understand what this thing is about. You ain't gonna coast through this, man. The Lord ain't gonna have you coast to this. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 1, and verse 5. I'm gonna read through verse 7. It says, for as the sufferings of Hamashiach abound in us, remember, sufferings, okay? For as the sufferings of Hamashiach abound in us, so our consolation also aboundeth by Hamashiach, Yahawashi, right? And whether we be afflicted, it is for your consolation and salvation. Our affliction is for our consolation and our salvation, which is effectual in the enduring, okay? The hardships, the fight, the endurance of the same sufferings which we also suffer, or whether we be comforted, it is for your consolation and your salvation. All right. So you can associate the afflictions and the sufferings with our salvation. Okay? That's what comes along with it. That's what comes along with it. All right? Verse 7, and our hope of you is steadfast, knowing that as ye are partakers of the sufferings, so shall you be of the consolations. You're not supposed to be ducking and dodging the affliction. You're not supposed to be ducking the bitterness. You don't duck the bitterness, man. Now they say in the world, you out here ducking smoke. You ducking smoke, bro. With that statement. Romaine lettuce. I could eat a whole damn thing of romaine lettuce without no issue. It ain't bitter. It ain't going to remind me of the bitterness that we suffered in ancient Egypt or Yahawashi's suffering. That's not going to be symbolic of that. Right? And I'm going to also say this, man. Those of us who are the hopeful members of the elect, we don't want an easy road or easy path to salvation, man. We want to feel that burn. That's right. We want to feel the burn of our disobedience, man, which got us in this position in the first place. We want to feel the burn. It's like when you're working out, right? When you're working out and you getting your reps in, you got to feel that burn when you're doing your reps, right? You got to feel that burn. When you eating that horseradish root, you got to feel that burn. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to burn. It's the point. It's that burn that lets you know your muscles are being tested. It's that burn that lets you know your muscles are growing, right? This is what we are into. It's about being tested. It's about growing, right? You're working out. You're getting that burn. It's your reminder to keep going. All right? We were told to present our bodies as a living sacrifice, man. How could you interpret that any other way than having to suffer through this captivity, man? Romaine lettuce. Yeah, Jake got some nerve, man. Jake got some nerve, man. But again, it just goes to show. These men don't want to suffer, man. They want it easy. They want to coast their way. They want to make things up as they go. All right. And also, man, the bitterness is also a reminder of what's to come. All right. If you're in the spirit, you're thinking about what's to come. Right? Don't the scripture say the righteous shall scarcely be saved? We gonna go through some shit. We gonna go through some shit, man. There's no other way but the straight gate, right? It's the straight gate or nothing. It's the straight gate or nothing. That's Matthew, is it 6, I believe? Let me see. It's like in Matthew 7. Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Right? That straight gate represents a position of difficulty. Right? And this is symbolic. Eating the bitter herbs is symbolic of the straight gate, of the position of difficulty. Yeah, it's difficult to consume bitter herbs, man. It's difficult to consider horseradish. Talking about horseradish is permissible. Fucking you sucker. Verse 14, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Right? Few there be that find it. And these men are the fruit of the Sakari, they ain't found it. Verse 15, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. You're looking at them. All right? And the Lord is exposing them. These men are speaking. They're telling you themselves. that they're not a part of the elect, that they're the false prophets. All you got to do is listen. All you got to do is listen and pay attention. Right? And it's, like I said, there's really no other way but the straight gate. Hey, the least you could do is eat some bitter herbs, man. At the very least, being partakers of Yahawashi's suffering, the least you could do is eat some bitter herbs. Man, I cannot. Jake is bugged out, man. But you know what? This is what I'm gonna say. It's gonna get much harder as we get closer to the end. Eating bitter herbs is the least you can do. It's eating bitter. What? Like what? We gonna be tested way more than eating some bitter. Are you talking about something disgusting? You can eat the bitter herbs, feel a burn. All right. Drink a little bit of wine and you good. Sip a little wine after and you good. Right? It's going to get so much harder as we get closer to the end. Because like I said, the scriptures say the righteous shall scarcely be saved. Right? When you taking a test, guess what? The end of the test is always the hardest. And we're approaching the end. We're approaching the end. We're approaching the end of the hardships. We're approaching the end of the affliction, of the captivity. We're approaching the end of the bitterness. Don't duck it and dodge it now. Right? It's going to get much harder as we get close to the end. And like I said, the end of the test is always the hardest. Why? Because you're tired, you're weary, your mind has gone through the ringer, and it's fatigued. The same principles apply right now. We are tired, we're fatigued, we're weary, but guess what? The Spirit of Yahawah is holding us up. All right? Bring on the bitterness, because we know the consolation. We know that this is not to be compared with the glory that's coming with Yahawashi and the salvation that he possesses, that's in his wings. All right. And the main problem with going on camera and saying that horseradish is disgusting and you won't be eating it is that you're telling your congregation and your followers that it's okay to take the easy way out. That's what you're telling your followers. That's the problem. Eating romaine lettuce is the easy way out. You're supposed to be telling your congregation, look, during that Passover, you eat those bitter herbs. Feel that burn. You should want to get a taste of what Yahawashi dealt with, being that we are partakers of his sufferings. You're trying to duck it. You're trying to dodge it. It's disgusting. You sound like a, that's some shit. Slocky, excuse my language. That's something my woman would say, or that my 5-year-old daughter would say if I gave her something that was bitter. It's disgusting, Daddy. I don't want that. That's something my woman would say. Get that out of here. I don't want that. You got something sweet? That's something I expect them to say. I don't expect a man of the Lord to say, I'm not going to eat it because it's disgusting. All right? We supposed to want to feel that burn, man. And at the end of the day, I mentioned the congregation of these men because they're looking to these men for guidance, for leadership, the proper guidance, the proper leadership, so that they can be in line with the Spirit of Yahawah. And these men aren't providing it. They're looking for the easy way out. And the members of the elect that are currently abiding, whether it's with Sakari, Genesis, IUIC, ISUPK, so on and so forth, they're going to come out of it and see the light because they're a part of the elect. The elect is not going to be deceived. The elect is going to be, you know what I mean? The elect is going to be what they're intended to be, which are Yahawashis. All right? So we're not worried about that. It's just you men are coming out and being exposed for who you are, which are the false prophets. Okay? And this lesson was intended for anyone that comes across it, for you to understand how important it is to feel that burn, to deal with the bitterness. right? It's all a part of the beginning, the narrative from the beginning to the end. What we've been through, right? We're looking to be passed over, man. We're looking to be passed over in these last days when these plagues come to the modern day Egypt, which is America, Babylon the Great. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope you were edified. As always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elder bishops, the great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.